All right, hey gang, Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and Trade of the Day. And in today's video watch list, just a quick touch on the SPY and on the Qs. Want to take a quick look at the indexes and then a setup that I'm watching for entry this week. Okay, so first off, if we take a look at the SPY here, we've said it several times recently, but we're riding sort of this +3 ATR. Now, does that mean we have to get bearish? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean we have to go out and get a bunch of puts and buy a bunch of, aggressive short positions or anything. But it just is a spot where we need to be kind of careful, right? So with the indexes up here, I'm not going in buying Apple. Sorry. Well, if I could type, that would be helpful, right? So I'm not going to go buy Apple. I'm not going to go buy Apple up here outside of +3 ATR. I'm not interested in names that are also extended. I'm interested in names that have either pulled back, something like an Amazon. Right? Look at this. Amazon pulling back to the 21 EMA. All I'm doing is waiting for a setup in Amazon, gang. So Amazon's back in like the buy zone. I think it's going higher, waiting for a setup. Google has pulled back. It's back in the buy zone, waiting on a setup. Microsoft has pulled back to the 21, just waiting on a setup, right? So if I can get like a 78-minute squeeze or something in Microsoft here, something that looks, frankly, this looks like it kind of wants to break down, right? Like this little bear flag kind of looks like it wants to break down, but maybe Microsoft into like the point of control here around, 449 or so, start to get a setup run into earnings. I like it, but I can't go and buy extended names when the indexes are extended. So what do? Well, I'm going to go over and look at SAM. I'm going to sort by S up. Now this is the S&P 500. So this is looking at every single stock on the S&P 500, and it's sorting, bringing to the top the names with the most A+ setups. Now I've gone through this first, cluster here, and the one that I like actually is MAR, which is Marriott, which is the Marriott, hotels. So if we take a look at this chart, we've got a really nice A+ setup here, right? We've got trend in our moving averages, 8 above the 21, which is above the 55, right? So here's the 8, here's the 21, and here is the 55. So we've got stacked positive EMAs. That's our trend. We've got a pattern here. We've got a really nice sort of cup and handle, right? Pattern. We've got our squeeze with our momentum shift. And in this case, we have earnings coming up right here on July 31st. So I kind of like these run into earnings trades because it's like there's a shot clock, right? Like it's either got to work or not before earnings, because I'm not in the business of buying calls and holding them through earnings. So the way that I would play this then, very simply, is if we pull up the options chain for Marriott, we will go into the earnings series, right? I want to go to the series that includes this date. So August, first week of August, to include that date. I'll go out and usually in this case, I'll try to get like a Delta 30 or a Delta 40 call, something a little out of the money, so that if it runs up into earnings, I can take advantage of that. And in this case, the Delta 30 call is right here. You can do 50s if you want. This isn't a very volatile stock. So I think in this case, I probably would do the 250 calls for this week right here, the 2nd of August. Let me reduce the number of strikes here so we can see it. So the 2nd of August and the 250 strike. Right? So the trade plan would be an entry around these moving averages. So on a pullback, right, around 240 to 242. And then what I would actually be looking for would be a move up first to the 618, which is right where we're at. So can we break over, can we break over the 618, which is right in through here? And then can we extend on up to these previous highs, which are right here? So that's kind of our trade plan. So entry in these averages, stop underneath the point of control, and target old highs. All right, that's what I've got. I hope it helps, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.